I'm Meryl Friend and welcome to News Geelong on this Wednesday, the 7th of September 2011. Construction continues at the Warn Ponds Library on time and on budget. News Geelong gets an update of progress with the Mayor. And speaking of progress, we find out about tomorrow's car from the Head of Engineering at Deakin University. Later in the program, Nathan Curry will bring us the latest news from the exciting world of Geelong sport, and Sophie Miller will update the weather expected for the Geelong and Surf Coast region over the next 6 days. The Having a Say conference is going to be held once again at Deakin Waterfront in the coming month. This is an advocacy group for people with a disability and hopes to bring awareness and support. News Geelong caught up with Councillor Kylie Fisher and the Valid representative. My Life, My Say is the theme of the conference being held down at the Deakin Waterfront on February 8, 9 and 10. It's for people with disabilities and advocating for them.
Today we are hosting the meeting inside there for the Having a Say conference. The Having a Say conference is a conference for people with disabilities and carers and family members to come together and advocate for themselves, learn about what other people are doing, and it's actually the biggest conference for people with disabilities in the Southern Hemisphere, and it's right here in Geelong.
And Simone, you're the media representative for Valid. Can you tell us about the conference?
Yeah, it's a lot about people self-advocating for themselves, just encouraging people, but in a safe environment, in a non-threatening way.
And when is the conference on?
February 8th, 9th and 10th.
Okay. And also we're joined with Leah Scott. You're the chairperson with the local organising committee for Having a Say. What's your involvement?
Chairperson of our local organising committee.
Yeah. And is that a great job?
Yes.
Lots involved?
Yes.
In February, we'll be able to catch up with you again.
This is the 13th time that the Having a Say conference has been held, and without these wonderful committee members, it probably wouldn't be as good as what it is. So it is a great conference, and we'd love for people to get on down.
From City Hall, Meryl Friend, News Geelong. The Torquay New Shire officers are making good progress, and with some additional updates, Ian Nichols speaks with Surf Coast Mayor, Councillor Dean Webster.
Here on the Surf Coast, the $45 million development of the community precinct is really starting to take shape. And shortly the Surf Coast Shire will move its entire operations from Grossman's Road to the highway. But today they've made a special announcement about two thoroughfares that go through the precinct, Wadawurrung Way and Merry Jig Drive, paying tribute to the traditional owners of the land. We're speaking with the Surf Coast Shire Mayor, Councillor Dean Webster.
In consulting with our traditional owners of the land, the Wadawurrung, and that's one of the roads. The road that will run north-south road will be Wadawurrung Way, and the entrance road, which is opposite here, will be Merrijig. Both Aboriginals' names, and both known to this community and our Indigenous community.
Yes, well, a very nice thing to happen for our local traditional owners here in the Surf Coast. Will there only be two thoroughfares? Are there more planned, perhaps as the development grows?
Yes, on stage 2 there will be other thoroughfares, and we're also going through a naming of the sports facilities and ovals and walkways at the moment, which will represent historic community members and other names. So that'll be an interesting process. The community have been involved in that, and they've given us some great names to consider.
What is that?
That's Ian. As you said before, it looks like a satellite dish. But that's actually a wind turbine on the roof there, and also on the lower level you can see the tops of solar panels. So not only is this a 5-star energy rated building, we've also got renewable energy going back into the grid.
Well, we knew that was going to be part of the plan, of course. There's not much point going into 2012 without being ahead of the game, and I'm sure that the Shire is in respect to renewable energy, not only with this precinct, but with the plans for the entire Shire.
That's right, and this is probably it's probably the first 5-star energy building built by local government in Victoria at the moment. There's a couple on the way, but we'll be finished in November on this building, and we need to show it off to our community and show it off to everyone in the industry that we can do an efficient building.
On the Surf Coast, at the site of the brand new community precinct Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ian. Do you have a spare $80,000 hanging around? If so, take notice of this next story. Tomorrow's car. Imagine a car come three-wheeler motorbike, and Debbie Meaney will tell you more.
What do you get when you cross a motorbike with a car? Tomorrow's car's been designed by Frank Will and a team of engineers here at Deakin, and he told us about just what it is and what we look forward to seeing on our roads soon.
We call it tomorrow's car. For today's people, it's a crossover between a motorbike and a car, which combines the best of both worlds, being fun to ride like a motorbike, very efficient, ultra efficient, even more efficient than a motorbike, and very kind of easy to park and small, but on the other hand very safe because it's encapsulated, and very comfortable because then you can add climate control and heating.
And it also has airbags, and it really is a small car, but as you said, it's a crossover.
That's right, it should have all the safety features of a normal car, like seat belts, airbags, anti-lock brakes, stability control, and these kind of features, so that you can drive with all the pleasures of a motorbike, but without the hazards, because the chances to get killed on a motorbike per kilometer are 34 times higher than in the car. So this is probably one of the most important reasons why people, or most people, don't ride motorbikes.
And these crossover cars have been around for a while, but you've come up with a better way of engineering it?
Yeah, there have been a couple of these concepts around. I've driven most of them so far, and the first one I've driven that was actually the most fun I ever had on the public road. It's a vehicle called Carver from the Netherlands, and it's also got 3 wheels and is tilting, but it's still quite wide and expensive, so it costs over 80 grand, and this is why probably the company unfortunately went bankrupt, because they couldn't sell enough of them, because most people can't afford it. And still it was relatively wide, so you couldn't get 2 in one car park. With our idea, it's much narrower, so you can easily get 2 in one car park. And then also you have a smaller cross-sectional area, so that means less aerodynamical drag, so it's much more fuel efficient.
At Deakin University at Warn Ponds, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. This is News Geelong on Wednesday the 7th of September, as we go to a break and return with more news after this.